What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Grand Fondo, or the Friday Fondo series that Zwift is doing. This is actually the shortest distance of the three that are offered. This is the Fondo Bambino. In total, we're looking at about 32 and a half miles and about 1,900 feet of elevation gain throughout the whole thing. Look at the amount of people we have. Over 900 riders. Pretty incredible. Here's a route profile. It's got several climbs, some of which are pretty significant. I'm not even going to pretend like I know them or know them just by looking at them. I know it does like the hilly KOM, the Zwift KOM, and then it's going to end actually on the volcano KOM. So it's like a nemesis of mine. I'm just not very good at the volcano for some reason. When I did the Zwift Academy Road thing a month or two ago, I don't know, didn't do too great on it. So not looking forward to it. I actually watched Don't Get Dropped Cycling's video of this same route, so I was just a little bit more familiar with it. And so again, this is Saturday morning at 10 a.m. 900 some riders are scheduled to do it, and I was looking forward to it because I've told myself, and I've said it on a video or a time or two, like this off season, I want to work on building up my endurance. And the best way to do that is start doing these longer rides, these longer races. And I kind of have for the most part. Step one was getting out of Crit City, and stop doing crit races that are just short sprinty efforts and start doing some longer road style races. So I have actually, this is definitely the longest one, and it's definitely the one with the most climbing. So this is the hilly KOM, I believe. I do pretty good on it. And my goal for it was, especially, you know how these Zwift rides start, it's this humongous starting pen, especially this one, because it's technically not a race, but it's also Zwift. It's for sure a race. So I wanted to be in the top 100, and I was doing a couple efforts trying to get in, uh, just trying to find a spot where I could like be comfortably and get a solid draft with a big group of riders. So I'm a little further back than I really wanted to, but I'm okay with it. And you can see on the mini map, look at that huge train of little blue dots. I mean, everyone's super strung out because we're on a steep climb. I mean, it's a sustained 7% gradient. And you come around and it's another sustained 7% gradient. So I do exceptionally well on it, get myself a PR, but I get dropped, not going up the hill. I get dropped going down the hill. If you know how to help me with this other than fatten up and weigh more, I truthfully do not know what to do. And it's super frustrating because I do an effort getting up the hill. I think it's ridiculous that I have to do a huge effort to go down the hill. Like that doesn't even make sense. But I mean, a group of guys comes around me. We're going to skip way ahead. This is another climb. Again, I'm not even going to pretend like I know what these are. But again, I do really well on it. I mean, we're 35 minutes into this race, 36 minutes into it. I mean, we're a small fraction of the climbing is done, just under 700 feet, 15 miles in. So yeah, I mean, look at this. I'm up there at the front on these climbs, and I feel really good about that. And I've said it in other rides and races before. Once the hill kind of tops out and it flattens out, I need to be up front with the other guys, or if not, kind of off the front, because being a lighter weight guy, it just like the tempo picks up, and like you saw a minute ago, I get dropped, and it just bothers me. It's kind of frustrating. So I hold my own quite well on any sort of climb. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. And I need to also bring up, I slept terribly last night. Look at my Whoop recovery. I'll put it on the screen right now. It is 24%. That is so bad. So not feeling too great, let alone my body's just not recovered, not ready to do a huge strain like what today is going to be, with all this climbing and everything. So I'll give you the final metrics here at the end, but whatever this segment is, again, it's it's not flattening out, it's still 3%, but we're going to skip ahead a little bit. And we go to the stupid jungle circuit, I think it's called. I remember doing this one at the very beginning of this calendar year through the tour of Watopia or whatever it was called. And I did this one a few times. I didn't love it. a long gravel climb. Not only that, this is not like gravel like Tour of Macquarie was. This is some chunky gravel. I mean, I'm doing 290 watts going 14, 15 miles an hour. This is some serious gravel. I don't know what's going on here, but it was brutal. Not only that, it was just so stinking long. I've been dropped a time or two, and actually this is for sure one of the scenes I skipped, but I'll tell you about it. I dropped my gel. So I had to like step off my bike really quick, and I mean I try to do it in a flash, stoop down, grab the gel, and keep riding. Well, the whole group gets 1 second ahead of me, and then it's like -1%, -2% grade, and it's going into the jungle circuit area. I mean, they just blasted me, left me in the dust. So that was pretty humbling for sure. And then I'm just going down my on my own on this descent, and then a couple guys join me. I get picked up by a group, and that's kind of where we are now. And again, strung out because it's a climb. I do fairly well, but I mean we're like a good hour into this, over 1,000 feet of climbing in, and just kind of, dude, I'm tired. Not only that, my average heart rate throughout this entire hour and a half effort was 175 beats per minute, according to my Whoop. Actually, let me check that. 170, excuse me. 170 beats per minute with a maximum of 187. So yeah, I mean, even sitting on the couch here now, on the same day I'm doing this voiceover and recording, I'm sitting on the couch, cool as can be, 90 beats per minute just sitting here. Like when I'm up and walking around, it's about 65 beats per minute. So for me to be sitting here at 90 beats per minute, it's kind of concerning actually. So I definitely overdid it on this one just because I was so poorly recovered and just got a terrible night's sleep. So anyways, back to this ride. Can't tell you how much I dislike the jungle circuit. All the rest haven't been bad. I don't mind like the steepness of the other KOMs and the climbs and stuff. Like I don't mind it, but once it gets into the gravel, I don't. It's just not as fun. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's scenic. It's a little different world area kind of thing. Yeah, I'm all for that. Sweet, but like the gravel section, oh, dude, I hate it. And then we get on this swinging bridge, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's like a -8, so you finally pick up some speed, and then I have to like blast it over this. I go flying in front of those guys just because it's like another downhill section, and they're gonna get ahead of me. I do put in a good dig, and I stay with them, and then we stay together the whole way up until this is the final climb of the day. This is the beloved Volcano KOM. So again, we're at 2.5 miles remaining. We're nearly an hour and a half in, an hour 21 minutes, 22 minutes in, and we are in the final 400 feet of climbing. So this is basically like a sustained 4 or 5% grade for literally a couple miles. I don't know what the difference for me personally is between this one and the Temple KOM, and that was on gravel, that I did the other day, that I had that sweet victory, that the big breakaway that I did. I don't know why I could sustain such a big effort then on that climb, whereas I just can't on this one. I mean, this one is a few minutes longer. I think I did the Temple KOM in just under 6 minutes, or give or take 6 minutes, whereas this one is closer to 8, 9, 9.5, 10 minutes. So yeah, I mean, a few minutes, that definitely makes a difference. But also, I guess being an hour and a half into it is going to take a toll on me as well. But I've done this multiple other times, so I don't know. I just like can't figure it out. I just kind of struggle with that like longer, apparently that 10-minute range effort. I just kind of stink at that actually. 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah, I can swing it. I can swing that pretty good. As proved by the Temple KOM. Volcano KM? Nah, I don't have it. I just don't. Granted, I did set a PR, mainly because I was with this group and I was really digging it out to stay with them. So, I mean, look, my heart rate 175 to 180 plus for this whole portion, really. and I am dying for this whole thing to be over. I want to stay up with the group. I mean, you know it's bad when, look at me on the far left. My head is down. I'm standing up. My arms are on the bar. Like, I'm all over the place. My form has just gone to pot because I'm just so beat. I'm just so ready to be done with this. But again, this is how you build endurance, by doing it, by gritting your teeth and getting on the bike and doing it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I've been holding this stupid feather power up for the whole race, and I was going to use it at the very last stretch, from the course recon that I did. That's when it really spikes up right before the finish line. So I'm trying to hold it off till the very end. Just got like a minute or so left, looking at 0.4 miles remaining. This guy is just like my incentive. He's only a second or two, or he was, now he's 4 seconds ahead, but it's like I can see him. It kind of levels out a little bit, gets down to 2%, back up to 3%, it kind of pitches up. So I use the feather, I put my head down, and I just dig. I dig, and I dig, I dig. I look up, and it's like nothing's different. So, oh man, it's so frustrating. But I mean, at this point, I was over it. I should have used my feather around right here. That's what I intended to do it. I thought the feather was going to last a little longer. I thought I was going to last a little longer. I didn't. So I finished the ride in 110th place, according to Zwift. My goal was to be in the top 100, so I didn't quite hit my goal, but I'll take 110. That's not too far off the mark. So I'm hoping to do this again next week. Ideally, I'll do the Fondo Medio, the medium distance, and then the week after do the big one. So I'm going to start working up to it, or at least I think I'm going to. So I would love for you guys to join me. I'm going to list in the top pinned comment my schedule for the week. And if you guys want to join me in a Zwift ride or race, I would love to see you in Watopia. I'll see you in the next one.